No doubt, Gen 5 games are easily some of the best Pokémon games ever made. So I decided to test what ChatGPT thinks is the best possible team in Pokémon Black. And yeah, you already know I'm way too lazy to build one myself, so I just let the AI pick it for me. But here's the catch. In Pokémon Black, you can't find any Pokémon from older generations. That means the whole team will be made up of Gen Wu Pokémon only. And honestly, I gotta admit, the final team turned out insanely good. Probably the best one I've ever used so far. So before anything else, go ahead and drop a like on this video to help me out. Because starting this August, we're gonna have new videos every single Sunday. Alright? No more stalling. Let's find out what ChatGPT's ultimate team looks like in Pokémon Black. We start the game inside the protagonist's room. And bruh, we barely even move, and this dude's already breathing down my neck. When it's time to choose our starter, we're going with Tepig, because according to ChatGPT, it's the best one. It has an advantage against Lenora Berg and Bryson, and it's also the only starter with a dual type in its final form. After smacking Bianca around a bit and slapping Sharon back to reality, we explore New Vema Town. There we meet Professor Juniper, and yeah, Feminism 1, because this is the first female Pokémon professor ever. Then we head over to Accumula Town, where we meet the villains of the game. And their weird leader, N, basically. This guy's against Pokémon battles, which is kinda ironic because the way he wants to prove that is by starting a Pokémon battle. Classic Pokémon logic, right? He only has a purloin, so we easily wipe the floor with him. Now we can move on through the forest. But before that, this blonde girl stops us for another battle. And yeah, I destroy her too, obviously. After that, we reach Striaton City. Inside the Pokémon School, I solo Sharon again, and now it's time to take on our very first gym. Bro, I swear to you, this one took me like 3 hours, because the team ChatGPT gave me takes forever to build. And I had to go through this gym with a Pokémon at a type disadvantage. But after so many tries, I finally pulled off a win, and it went like this. The rival opens with Lilliput. After a few embers, I managed to burn him, which makes it super easy to finish him off. Then he brings in Panpour, and man, that thing was wrecking me. My only hope was to land 2 crits in a row, or pray he stopped using damaging moves. And somehow, that's exactly what happened. He kept spamming workup, and I managed to finish him off. So yeah, we got our first badge, purely out of luck. But don't worry, our team's only gonna get stronger from here. Heading east from the city, we run into Team Plasma again. These clowns are out here bullying a poor so, obviously, we step in, beat them up, and send them running. Then, of course, Sharon shows up out of nowhere, challenging me to yet another battle. I actually lose the first one, but on the second try, we destroy him. And during that fight, our pig finally evolves into Pignite. We head into a cave where Team Plasma's causing trouble again. And I catch our second team member, Drillbur, with 2 members now. I rush straight to Necron City. Where I also catch Temple. The third member of our team, ChatGPT, said to grab this little guy because he's basically the budget version of Swampert, and honestly, he's not wrong. Anyway, we head straight for the next gym. It's basically a library full of weird book puzzles. And once we figure it out, we go down this creepy staircase and face the normal type gym leader. She opens with her Herdia, and I lead with Timple. I manage to bring the dog into the red, but she knocks out my tadpole. Luckily, Herdier goes down from recoil too. That leaves her Watchug, who gets roasted easily by Pignite. And just like that, we snag our second badge. Team Plasma steals a frickin' fossil skull from the museum. So we go hunt them down in the nearby forest when we finally get it back. We cross this beautiful bridge and arrive at what's basically Pokémon-S version of New York City, Castelia City. Fun fact, unlike most Pokémon regions, Unova was actually based on the United States. You can find tons of little references to American culture all over the place. If you want, drop a comment below if you'd like a video where I show you every single one of those references. Anyway, back to the game, we beat up some more Team Plasma grunts in the city and head straight to the third gym to fight Berg, the bug-type leader. He starts off with this little purple blob, and after trading hits for what feels like forever, he finally takes down my Pokémon. Then I switch to Pignite and end that thing's career with a single hit. Next comes Dwebble. I send out Drillbur, and after a tough back and forth, we manage to finish off the crab. Finally, Berg brings out his ace, Levani, but with one single flame charge, we send that bug straight to bug heaven and grab our third badge as soon as we step outside. Bianca wants a rematch, and yeah, she gets obliterated again. Not long after that, Sharon the Bowl-Cut King himself shows up for another beating. Spoiler, we finally reach Nimbasa City, where we meet N again, and for some reason, this dude invites me to go on a Ferris wheel ride. Right after the ride, he challenges me to another battle. We take out his Sandile, fry his Darumaka with Timple, his Scraggy falls to Pignite, and Drillbur crushes his Sigalith. Then it's time to take on the Electric-type gym, but first, we evolve Timple into Nitoad in the battle. Alessa opens with Imalga, and our new Palpitoad smacks the Flying Mouse with a critical hit. The second Imalga manages to Kawaimon, so I bring in Pignite to finish it off with a Flame Wheel. Then comes her Zebstrika, but Drillbur absolutely destroys it with a single dig. And with that, we earn our fourth badge. But of course, the moment we step outside, Sharon shows up again and gets destroyed for the fourth time in a row. Seriously, bro, why does this guy love getting beaten so much? After all that, we meet Alder, the champion of Unova. Yeah, the big guy himself. Now we can finally cross what's basically the Pokémon version of the Golden Gate Bridge. And on the other side, we arrive in Driftvale City. But of course, Team Plasma's already causing problems again. This time, they're hiding inside a freaking cold storage warehouse. And bro, it really makes you think, do people in the Pokémon world actually eat Toro's meat and drink Miltank milk? Because if so, that's kinda dark. Anyway, after wrecking everyone inside that freezer, we're ready for the next gym battle, this time against Clay, the ground-type leader. Before the fight, my Drillbur finally evolves into the absolute beast, Excadrill. So I start setting up my attack, then hit a clean dig that literally buries the Croc alive, and we barely survive his hit, but we clap back so hard that he goes down instantly. Unfortunately, my Pikmin is already low, so Clay's last Mon finishes him off, and even manages to take down my Pignite too. That leaves only my Water Boy, and somehow, Palpitoad pulls through with a Muddy Water to finish the fight and grab us our fifth badge. After that, Clay takes us to this weird cave, where surprise, surprise, we run into N again. Before anything else though, I catch another new teammate, Jolt Icadot, at the end of the cave. We battle N again, and honestly, this guy's such a cool character. He only uses Pokémon from the same area we're in, and after each battle, he releases them back into the wild. He's literally out here fighting against Pokémon battles by battling you. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Next up, we arrive in Mistralton City. But before we can challenge the gym, we have to go to the Celestial Tower. Ring a bell? That's it. We walk all the way up this spooky tower. Just to hit a bell at least, our Timpole evolves into Seismitoad on the way, so it wasn't a total waste. Once we're done pretending to be church kids, we can finally face Skala, the flying-type leader. And this is where our Joltik finally gets his time to shine. She starts with Subat, and we zap it straight to heaven with Then comes Unpheasant, who also drops after 2 hits. Last up is Swanna, and she gets absolutely roasted. Easiest badge so far, and to make it even better, our Joltik evolves into Galvantula right after the fight. But guess what happens the moment we leave the gym? Yup, Sharon again. This dude's like a mosquito you just can't get rid of. We wipe him out again, and even run into Alder one more time before moving on. Man, I seriously can't wait to face him at the Pokémon League and finally take that champion title for myself. In the next city, it's time to challenge the next gym leader. By now, our Tepig has finally evolved into Impor, which is perfect for facing Bryson, the Ice-type leader, facing off against his Ice Cream Pokémon. I just spam work up until I can't anymore. Boom, first Mon down in a single hit. Next up comes Burdick, and guess what? Arm Thrust absolutely melts it. And yep, same thing happens to Cryogonal. No mercy. Later, we explore some weird ruins and run into Team Plasma again. The worst part? Un somehow summons a legendary Pokémon. But hey, that's not my problem. So I dip out, head back to the desert, smash Team Plasma one more time, and continue my journey. First stop back in Driftvale. Up north in a cave, I snag an Asu, one of the coolest dragon types ever. Next, we cross another bridge and arrive at Opalucid City. There's a big gathering going on, but first, I decide to grab one of the most beautiful Pokémon Ponyard. And just like that, our team of 6 is finally complete. And dude, if you're as crazy about Pokémon as I am, check out this Van Gogh style Pikachu canvas. It's insane. If you want to support the channel and snag one for yourself, hit the first link in the description or pinned comment. Before the gym, we evolve another member into Fraxier, which is perfect for facing Drayden, the Dragon-type leader. With Galvantula, we take down the first dragon in just 2 hits. Frutigon hits my spider hard, but we finish it in 3 attacks. Then comes Haxorus. It takes a solid hit from Signal Beam, but still manages to knock out one of his Pokémon. Now, with Fraxier, I send it home to KCT, and that nets us our final badge. Guess what happens next? Yep, we face our rival again as we leave the city obliterated. Of course, from there, it's straight through Victory Road and into the Pokémon League. Before facing the Elite Four, our last 2 Pokémon evolve, completing the team with Haxorus and Bisharp. First up in the Elite Four, Chantel Ghost-type leader. I start with Bisharp, set up a Swords Dance, then hit a Night Slash that sends her Pokémon straight to the grave. Golurk falls in 1 hit, and the rest of her team crumbles. Next, Grimsley, Dark-type trainer. I open by taking out Scrafty with Imbor's Brick Break, miraculously dodge Crocodile's Earthquake, and hit back with another Brick Break that KOs him instantly. Leopard tries a Fake Out, but 1 Signal Beam later, the cat's gone. Finally, his Bisharp gets destroyed by Excadrill's Earthquake. Next, Caitlyn, Psychic-type leader. We survive a massive attack with just 4 HP, and then wipe her out on the next turn. Sigalef drops to Thunderbolt. Musharna resists 1 hit, but falls to Bisharp. And her last Gothic Pokémon goes down to a Night Slash. That's the last member of the Elite Four. Then come the Fighting-type duo, Judoka number 2. Conkeldurr and Mancho all go down in a single hit each. And now, finally, it's time to face Alder. Wait, what? When I reach the battle, it turns out N already beat him and became the champion. But honestly, it doesn't matter who I face here, because you know how we do it. To make things even crazier, we have to censor all my swearing here. N summons a legendary Zekrom. I open with Haxorus hit Dragon Dance, then counterattack, and boom, legendary down in 1 clean hit. Vanilla and the fossil Pokémon die in a single blow. Then Klinkling tanks a hit and goes down the next turn. Zoroark falls, and just like that, we wipe out almost his entire team with 1 Peckman. After all, Zoro just solos. The last turtle survives, thanks to Sturdy, but Galvantula cleans up easily right after. And just like that, Yen's plans are over, and we officially become champion of Unova then. Out of nowhere, N's dad shows up, even without facing the rest of the Elite Four again. He challenges me, but of course my team handles him easily. And hey, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, drop a comment saying Zoro Solas, so I know you survived the whole thing. Thanks so much for watching till the end, and now, get ready, because literally the best video on the channel is popping up on your screen next.